Hey everyone, how's it going? Memory here for the 7th day of the 12 days of anime. We are past the halfway point. It has gone by so fast, and I've been loving it. I've been watching a lot of videos, and I'm loving that a lot of people are coming out and doing the 12 days once again this year. Lots of awesome videos coming out. But for my video today, we are talking about a series that is so dear, so close to me. I love it so much, and you all should know this. You can see the posters behind me. If you know me really well, you know I love this series. If you follow me on Twitter, you probably know I love this series. We're talking Eureka 7. If you have not watched this show, please go and watch it whenever you have the chance. It is worth it. In my honest opinion, it is worth it. The first time I watched Eureka 7 was at the very beginning of the summer of 2015. And I was in the back of my mom's car with my phone, my headphones. We were on our way to Cedar Point, the amusement park in Sandusky, Ohio. And I was like, you know what? I want to watch an anime on the way there. So I go on Kiss Anime, yeah, out of all places. I know I'm a criminal, Memory, you're a criminal, it's illegal, all that. Honestly, back then I didn't really care where I watched anime as long as I was watching it. Obviously now I have a different viewpoint on that, but I was on Kiss Anime, and they had, you know how they have the random bar at the top, or the random show that randomly pops up when you first go on the site? Eureka 7 was on there. And I go on Mal. I saw his 50 episodes, came out in 2005 from Studio Bones, and I saw mech really was what drew me in. Y'all know I'm a mech head, mech tard, whatever you want to call me. I accept everything you call me. I just love my mech shows, and I'm pretty sure you all know that. But that's what really drew me in. So I check out the first episode. It started off with the opening, and nothing else, just the opening started off literally the first episode, and guess who was on the track? Flow. And I was like, okay, this may be good. I honestly pushed Flow to the side. My favorite Japanese rock band, I pushed to the side, and I was so drawn in from the characters in the opening, just the opening, what was going on, the whole mechs on hoverboards, and the main character and a lot of the other side characters on hoverboards. I was like, yo, I am going to love this. I know I am going to love the entirety of this show, all 50 episodes, and I was only on the first, and look what happened. I did, and I've rewatched it I don't know how many times just in that amount of time. It's been maybe a little bit over a year since I had watched it, and I've rewatched it a shit ton of times, and that's only happened to me a few times, where the opening or just the first episode in general, I knew I was going to love the entirety of a show, especially a show of that length. And Eureka 7 did that for me. And it literally had everything. And I was drawn in by the mechs, the hoverboard mechs and all that, but it totally blew me away and surprised the living hell out of me with everything else it had to offer and bring to the table. The Gecko State, the crew that you follow in the show, ton of crew members. They all get developed like I've never seen before, honestly. The whole crew, a big crew, I've never saw done like that. Like, I think it does it better than the whole team in Haikyuu, honestly. That's just my honest opinion. There's a lot of other shows I've watched that have had big crews, like Gurren Lagann. Even, I'd say it does it better than Gurren Lagann, because Gurren Lagann doesn't really dive too much into the other crew members in Team Daiguren, but Eureka 7 does it so well, and I cannot just stress how well they do it. You have the romantic relationship between the two main characters, Eureka and Renton. You have the romantic relationship between Talho and Holland. You even have the bottom of the crew. You have a romantic relationship, with Matthew and Hilda. Oh my gosh. And I felt for each relationship, even though, of course, Eureka and Renton got the most out of it, the most focus, they still managed, the way they developed the characters individually, when they came together, you felt for them, you loved them, and that's how it was with their relationships, that's how it was with the whole crew as a whole. So that was something that was flawless to me. The romance, the character development. Of course, the mechs, the hoverboards, the action, I loved all that, but it also had some very dramatic plot twists and things that I did not expect at all. And it just totally blew me away, everything. And it's still one of my favorites to this day, and you all know that. And I don't see it ever leaving my top 5, honestly. I've watched so many shows from that point to now, and it still hasn't been bumped out. And it won't ever will. I can honestly say that. And if you all want a show that'll literally give you everything you want, even you have some psychological, like you dive into the mind of Renton, you dive into the mind of so many of the characters and what they're going through mentally, physically, whatever it may be. You have that. You have a sense of adventure. Renton is a boy who starts out in this boring, shitty city, and he says it. He's like, this city sucks. It's boring. I want to get out of here. I want to go out and adventure. He looks up to this man, Holland, the leader of the Gecko State, and he wants to be like him. And he goes out, and he does that. He leaves that shitty city. He starts out in the first episode. He goes out. He meets new people. He meets the love of his life, and he goes out with this crew, and they have the time of their lives. Of course, they go through some trials and tribulations, but at the end, they were a unified crew that you honestly loved every single one of them. And at that point, and even till now, like, I haven't come across a show that did it that well with its characters. And of course, there were some things that I really didn't like with the show. The 3 kids, who I didn't even consider a part of the crew, they weren't even Eureka's kids. She like adopted them or whatever. They were so annoying. I don't even remember their names, but that was the worst part of the show, and that was it. Honestly, I loved everything. The antagonist, which was Holland's brother, that's not a spoiler. That was known from the very beginning. But Holland's brother being the antagonist, you had the people under Holland's brother who were started questioning, him, and you had Dominic and Anemone, I believe her name was always hard to pronounce, but she was like Eureka, and the way they kind of showed the comparisons between Dominic and her to Eureka and Renton and what each of their sort of couples were going through, it was really interesting, and I really just loved it, honestly, and like I want to go rewatch the show right now, just talking about it. But honestly, like I said, if you want a show that'll give you everything, and I'm not even kidding, you want mech fights, you want romance, you want some drama, you want plot twists, you want to dive into the minds of characters and see characters grow as a whole crew, this is for you. It honestly is. And it came out in 2005, so for now, it doesn't look the best. It's still very, very good, and it holds up. But for 2005, man, oh man, was it great. And the only thing I gotta say, do not watch Eureka 7 AO. The sequel, they say that is not a sequel. It's not. I watched it, and it is garbage. Tried so hard to be Eureka 7, and so many things went wrong with it. It was supposed to be originally like 50 episodes or something like that. It got cut to 24, I believe. There was delays with the episodes. Nothing worked out with that show at all. It just looked better, and the fights they looked a little bit better. The soundtrack was alright, but do not watch Eureka 7 AO. Please do not. And don't watch that movie either. The Good Night, Sleep Tight, Young Lovers, or whatever it is. It's like a different ending to Eureka 7. Please do not watch that. But if you ever have the time, I ask you, please go and watch Eureka 7 and tell me what you think of it. And if you have watched Eureka 7 already, let me know your thoughts on it. What did you think about the show? Do you love it as much as I do, or are you not really a big fan of it? That's about it, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one for day 8. Peace out.